up, beautiful souls? Your boy Loon is back with another subreddit video, and today we are going to give out some advice, unsolicited, because I'm not really an expert in a lot of these subjects, but we're going to do it anyways, and it's a lot of fun reading these crazy situations that people have and r/advice. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, r/advice today. I love this subreddit. It's always so insane. The stuff that's going, like, look, the first one that pops up is my wife is cheating. I don't know what to do. Like, come on, we got to read this, right? All right. My wife is cheating. I don't know what to do. I just found out my wife is cheating on me. I don't know how to feel. I'm just numb. Been married for 5 years, no kids. Thought we were good. We had some ups and downs like everybody, but nothing crazy. I trusted her 100%. Last week, I saw messages on her phone. Didn't mean to snoop, but she left it on the table while showering. And a text popped up from a guy saying stuff that you don't say to a quote unquote friend. Damn, dude, that sucks. I can't even imagine going through that. Like, your heart must have just sunk. I checked the rest. It's going to be on for months. I didn't say anything yet. Oh, wow. Okay. She has no idea I know. She's acting normal, and that makes it worse. She kisses me goodbye, makes dinner, smiles at me like nothing's wrong. I feel sick. Can't sleep, can't eat. I go to work and fake being okay. I don't know if I should confront her or just leave or try to fix it. Part of me still loves her. Part of me wants to walk out and never look back. Has anyone gone through this? What did you do? So I haven't been through this specific situation, especially because I haven't been married, so I can't give you basis on that. And someone in chat could probably give you a better response, but just personal advice. In any situation, I feel like us as human beings should prioritize our own sanity and mental health in almost all situations at the utmost. Yeah, sometimes your kids, stuff like that, for sure. But in this situation, dude, you got to prioritize yourself. And in that, if you're going to be unhappy by not saying, I mean, you should say something. You should bring it up. And from there, you have to make a decision. Do you want to work with this and work on this? Or, which is the side that I'm on, move on from this person, which is hard and easier said than done. You spent 5 years with them. I mean, that's a lot of time. Yeah, no kids, but still, thank God you had no kids. I wouldn't put up with that kind of disrespect personally, because if someone cheated on me, and especially like, I mean, it's already bad that you're doing it, but you're just not even acting like anything happened. Like, come on, dude. I don't know. I don't think that's ever happened to me. At least I haven't caught anyone doing that. So like, if I did, I would not be okay with it. But yeah, chat, let me know. Have you guys ever dealt with cheating? And if you guys want to share, I would love to hear a brief synopsis of your guys' situation, what you did to handle it. But of course, if you guys are uncomfortable, don't share. Let's read the comments though. There's no kids keeping you there. Probably a good time to leave. Yeah, I mean, be thankful you didn't have kids. I mean, where could you go from here? You keep on going and then just end up having kids, and then it just gets even more monkey as you feel like the rest of your life in your head, you would know that she could be doing something, you know, like that's tough, dude. I would have to end it there. Okay, this one sounds interesting. I, a 23-year-old female, met an old man that's 60 on the bus and felt I made a mistake. Okay, what kind of mistake did you make? So I officially met an old man today. I've seen him almost every day at the bus home, on the bus ride home for the past 6 months or so. He would wave to me, and eventually I started waving back. We would say bye to each other. We never really spoke aside from that before today. Today, I set myself up to stand on the bus since it was crowded. He called me over. He calls me kid to sit next to him. We chatted a lot, and the conversation went really well. We introduced ourselves, guessed each other's ages, and shared where we grew up. We started talking about work. He told me that he works at an auto shop near, type place, but didn't tell me specifically where. I told him I do reception, but wasn't specific where either. There was a few medical offices in my area of my bus stop. I did tell him my second job at a particular restaurant in our city. I told him I was a cook. He asked if I knew his friend who was like 30 to 50, a female, and I said yes. I said we worked together. He said if I worked Saturday, and I stupidly said yes. Oh God, oh man, this is gonna get bad. This is getting a little scary, not gonna lie. He then drank a nip and started calling me cute and asking about my race, saying I looked exotic. What? What in the Asian? I know a lot of Asian women that get this. So he started saying racist things to me. about my workers at my job and the new changes on the menu. I got uncomfortable and said, and got off the bus early. He called out to me that he might come by tomorrow to get food. Ew, dude. It's so crazy that a lot of guys just don't understand how creepy they can be. I came home and broke down to my boyfriend. I felt like I made a terrible mistake telling him about my work. Dude, that's the scary thing about being a girl. You could just be a friendly to someone, and then all of a sudden, certain guys, not all guys, but certain guys might take it as like, oh, they're flirting with me. Oh, I should totally make a move. I'm totally in. Like, brother, if someone's being nice to you, just talking to you, that's just what it is. And like, if you are going to make an advance on them, you have to gauge and read the room, make the advance. If you get shut down, it is what it is. At that point, move on. But like, bro, this is just so creepy, man. I feel bad for the women that go through this. I know my sister has been through stuff like this before. IDK if I'm in the right subreddit, but what can I do about him? I really don't want to have any type of relationship, but felt I compromised myself by telling him a shift of mine. I'm thinking about asking my coworker tomorrow if she knows him and if I should be wary since the end of our conversation got weird and I told him I work here. Wow. God, I don't even know. I've never been in a situation like that. I genuinely do not know how to give advice besides like, holy crap, that's scary. Let's read the comments to see if we can find something good though. OP, read the book, The Gift of Fear by Gavin D. Becker. It's a great read and gives great advice on such a young person navigating the world. I read it years ago and still think about the strategies he talked about on the real world. Okay, like what? I need to know the strategies. Okay, so this is an excerpt from it. Just passing a little summary I found on Wikipedia from the book. By finding patterns in stories of violence and De Becker seeks to highlight the inherent predictability of violence. The book explores various settings where violence may be found, the workplace, the home, the school, dating, and describes what Becker calls pre-incident indicators, PINs. By noticing PINs, events and behaviors that often precede violence, individuals can better predict violence before it occurs, and therefore take necessary precautions. Yeah, but what kind of precautions? That's the thing. I mean, definitely this is important because like if your gut is telling you anything is even off at all, it's better to be safe than sorry, especially if you're a woman. I mean, even if you're a guy, like no matter what, I mean, you got to be able to read any situation. And that's like kind of part of navigating life. Like you start, I mean, I'm out in public many times and I'm always like thinking about what could be, you know? You said you cook. Even if he does stop in, you're in the back. And just ask the person up front not to tell anyone you're working if asked. That's my thought. Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea. At least that's a good start to it for sure. I mean, what sucks is you're gonna see this person on the bus. When you see him again, just don't engage. Don't worry, you were just being friendly. I agree. If you feel comfortable telling a manager at work, I would tell him and let them know that you wouldn't feel comfortable serving him. I'm sure they'd be willing to allow you to avoid him should be come in. Yeah. I mean, I've had workers of mine who had clients that they didn't want to work on in the nail salon industry because, you know, they made advances. And I completely respect that. And I, you know, switched the technician and kind of make it to where my tech that was uncomfortable isn't even in the vicinity of that client. Now, if they ever made a actual like really gross remark, which hasn't happened yet, it's just been very like, oh, like flirty, like slight flirty, then I would have to refuse service completely. Because like at the end of the day, if you're a private business, you can refuse service from anyone as long as it's not like being discriminatory. This one's interesting. How do I get out of going to a strip dance club? We'll say dance club. I'm 28, male, in Vegas for my friend's bachelor's party, and they are planning on going to a dance club tomorrow night. My wife has asked that I don't go, and frankly, I really have no desire to go either, but the peer pressure is hard. It sounds a lot like The Hangover, or the plot to it. I told them I don't want to go, and the guys have given me a hard time collectively saying that they will promise they won't tell. Well, that's not the issue. You don't want to go. Or that I can just sit around in the club while they get, to dance. I think that I'm going to just hang back when they all go tomorrow night because I don't want to do it in a way that doesn't make me the center of attention. Any advice to help me figure out this out, that would be helpful. Look, at the end of the day, I would tell the groom, because the groom and or the best man are the ones who are navigating the bachelor party. And I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm really uncomfortable with going. I don't want to go. And if they're your real friends, they'd be like, oh, dude, no problem. And then also give an alternative. I would say like, I don't want to go, but I really want you guys to have fun. You guys like literally get so lit, have the best time ever. I genuinely do not feel comfortable in a place like this, but I am going to go get food by a nearby place and I will be there. If you guys need me for any reason, I'll be like right next door or like something like that, you know? That way you're giving them, hey, you're encouraging them to have fun, but at the end of the day, I don't want to go, you know? Let's read the comments though. Just say that you aren't down and give the groom to be a $100. Have fun on me. Done. Also, I don't know if this is weird. I'm going to say this now. I have only been to one of these places ever, right? And it was because we were in Puerto Rico and everybody wanted to just go out and stuff. And it was more from experience than anything. I didn't pay for any of that kind of stuff. I'm not really into that. And aside from that one experience, like I really never had a desire to go to any of those places because in my eyes, I'm like, why am I spending money for like attention that like has to be bought? Like, I don't really care enough. Like I don't. And like, if I really wanted to go look at pretty girls, I can like just go meet them. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I don't know. I've just never understand the concept of dance club. But I understand why certain guys could be into it maybe, or girls even. I know some girls really love going. And personally, I know whenever I get married, I don't want that in my itinerary for a bachelor party. Because like, dude, I'm about to literally get married. Why would I want to go somewhere like that? That's just me personally though. I get it. Some people might, me, no. That is not, and I would tell my best man, let's not do that. Because I just, it's not that I'm uncomfortable. I'm more uncomfortable with spending money on something like that than it is like just being there. You know, it's just weird. I don't know. I digress. Let's read some of the other stuff. You're an adult. Say no and don't go. Exactly, dude. No one's forcing you. And if they are, they're not good friends. I'm thinking about breaking up with my girlfriend. Should I? All right, let's give this guy some advice. Hey, everyone. I'm not sure how to say this without rambling, so I'll do my best to keep it clear. I'm a 27-year-old male and have been dating my girlfriend. Let's call her Chelsea, 24, for almost a year. But before, I've been friends with her for a year. Okay, so friends with her for a year, dated for almost a year. We clicked really well, similar interests, compatible personalities. I thought we were the most perfect match. Well, where's the key right there? About 3 months ago, after 8 months of officially dating, we moved in together. Ooh, okay, that's pretty early, in my opinion. But everybody moves at a different pace. At first, all was great. I'm moving Cloud in so he can be in the video. He's been sitting on this chair this whole time. At first, it was all great, and then she started her period, and then things changed. Wait. You're telling me that things suddenly changed because she started her period once? Out of the 8 months that you guys have been dating, you're telling me she hasn't had a period once? What? Wouldn't you experience this every month? Okay, well, let's continue. My dad once told me that a woman can experience emotional ups and downs due to hormonal changes. That's somewhat true. And that if you treat your partner well and with patience, things eventually usually work out. Somewhat true, yeah. I think I took that advice to heart. I'd also seen those silly TikToks and YouTube videos like Anxiety Couple where the Scott and Jaden and prepare for Hades period like it's a natural disaster. Not all people are that bad during the time of the month. Only a few actually, or like a minority. I think I know it's all exaggerated for laughs, but lately it started to feel too real. Every month, okay, here we go. Every month when Chelsea gets her period, she becomes someone else. She gets irritable, critical, and sometimes outright mean. I'm trying my best to support her by making dinner, cleaning, getting her favorite snacks, preparing her heating pads, giving her space when she needs it. Okay, so you're doing great things. What has she done that's outright so mean? I need to know that before I make any real judgment on this. Nothing ever seems to be right. I try asking how I can help or when she needs or what she needs, but she'll often just shrug and say, I don't know. And if I did get something wrong, I hear her say under her breath, like, if you really ever loved me, you'd know. Ah, okay. Or maybe I should have chosen someone else. What? Okay. Up to this point, I was kind of like feeling out the vibe of this, but that's a really messed up statement. No one should say that if you're in a relationship. Maybe I should have chosen someone else. At that point, I'd be like, all right, yeah, go choose someone else. It feels like no matter what I do, I can't win. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. Actually, no, a minefield where everything I have to do is has the potential to set her off. Then when it's over, she goes back to being her usual normal sweet self. You know what's funny? My sister kind of is like this. She's not this bad, but she does get really irritable during time of the month. And my family does have a joke where we're like, all right, everyone, be very careful this week. My sister's on her time. But she knows it, and she's gotten so much better at like navigating it. And like clockwork, I forget how hard it was. I reached my breaking point recently. It was when I asked her, how can I get this right? And then she told me, there are just some things you should know how to do. That was when I broke, almost in tears, said, I'm doing my best to help you. Yeah, what bothers me is that she is not seeing the amount of effort you're putting in. Because, like, it sounds like you're putting in a ton, dude, which should be appreciated. That's the most important thing. If she could appreciate you, that would go a long way. I asked, what do you need? I try to do things your way, and I'm consistently being put down like an incompetent servant. I get that you're not feeling well, but I don't deserve to be treated like I'm worthless. Damn, I fully agree. I'm glad you told her that. And all she told me was quit being a baby. Wow. And then she turned over and went to sleep. That's messed up. That sounds like she's just an actual mean person at heart. Because even it doesn't matter if your time of the month is not like being like hallucinating and being another person. Like, you know, like it's a big deal and it can be irritable and stuff, but it's no basis for you being a complete a-hole. I ended up sleeping on the couch and that night, and I have been there since. I told her, if I'm so bad at everything, maybe you should just do it all yourself. She didn't respond. Wow. I don't know at all where Chelsea came from. I don't know where this Chelsea came from. She didn't seem to be like this when we moved in. I did notice that she sometimes had to cancel plans during her period due to pain or fatigue, and I totally understand that. I have a sister, and when she first started, there was moments where she had to stay in bed, so I understood. But when Chelsea was able to go out with me, she seemed to make an effort to stay happy and make me happy. At first, I thought things would just get better, but now I'm really unsure. Dang, it's crazy. It sounds like she literally is like the Split character, having a complete different personality. This is insane. I've realized that marriage wouldn't make this problem go away, and this is something I do not want to deal with for the rest of my life. Tomorrow, I'll probably just end it and then find a hotel to stay at. Has anyone been through something similar? Should I break it up with her? I really need advice. I'm going to give my advice, but let's read some of the other stuff first, or other advice. Honestly, I've been in your shoes, but on the other side, dealing with the hormonal swings and trying not to take it out on my partner. Periods are tough, sure, but that's never an excuse to mistreat someone. Exactly. Who's showing up and trying. You've been patient, kind, and doing your best, and that's met with insults and emotional shutdowns. That's not okay. Love shouldn't be a minefield. If that sounds like a bar right there. Love shouldn't feel like a minefield. If this is what living together looks like now, if you're really serious, wait, hold up. You're right to think seriously about your future. You deserve peace, not punishment. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing I was about to say. That was way better put than I was going to say. I was going to say, dude, if you think that you can't handle this now and you're locked in later on, you're just saving yourself time at this point, because like this is going to be the rest of your life if you lock in. So if I were you, this could be a deal breaker, and it seems like it is. And so for that reason, you'd have to end it. That's tough, man. That's brutal. I've never dealt with dating somebody with like that strong a PMD or post-menstrual or whatever, premenstrual. This one says, tell her to ask her doctor about PMDD, premenstrual dysphoric disorder. She might need be able to get some help. Edit. I didn't say don't make yourself safe. I said that there's information available to help her. I don't understand why everyone is directing someone to assistance means letting them be mean to you. You can both leave and say, hey, you might want to check this out. Yeah, I agree. Wow. I haven't dealt with that. I have not. Oh, this is interesting. My quote unquote girlfriend had behaving different after graduating college. Do I cut my losses? Wow. Oh, it's under advice received. So he already got his advice, but let's still read it anyways. Me, 24 male, and the girl I've been seeing, 22, has been seeing each other for what's almost a year and 2 months now. For the first full year, it was pretty great. We were obsessed with each other. She spent probably every night for the better part of 8 months at my apartment. That's crazy. I mean, I know some people like that. I couldn't, unless yet. Not at this early stage. Like, I need some intimate, privacy at the beginning at least, or independency. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. Not even just for intimacy, because we didn't do that every night, just because we had so much fun together. Oh, that's cute. We checked in every day, asked how each other were doing, etc. Now, the reason I put quotes around girlfriend is because she made a very big point in labels are a heavy-handed thing to her. And as much as she liked me, she didn't want to put a label on it, because in the event we had to break up after graduation, I graduated a year earlier, but found a job in the area of the university and didn't have to move. It would be more of it just didn't work out kind of thing. Wow, the fact that she is already planting the chance that it might not work out, that doesn't sound like a real relationship. That sounds like a placeholder relationship. That's just my opinion. Because she's already saying oh, this is great, but I don't know. I get it in a sense of you gotta put yourself first and your career first, but if you're in a relationship, wouldn't you want, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep reading. What do I know? I'm single. It didn't work out thing instead of a we need to break up thing, to which I was perfectly fine with. Okay, so both of you guys agree. I thought it was a little ridiculous to assign that much value to a label, but I made my boundaries clear that all I expected was exclusivity if we weren't going to put assigned labels. And hell, we were spending every night together anyways, going out on Valentine's, celebrating each other's birthdays together, even introducing each other to our parents. To me, it was if walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. If we were doing anything about everything a relationship implied minus the labels, it's still a relationship. She agreed wholeheartedly, and we were great up until last April. Okay, here we go. It's always April. That's right. Once April first hit, she totally shut down. I barely heard from her all the way throughout the day for a solid month. And maybe saw her 3 or 4 times, but she didn't stay a night at my house the whole month. Or at my place the whole month. Wow. I had a conversation with her because I was worried. And she told me, I'm really stressed about moving back and you don't know how badly I don't want to move back home. Okay. I'm sorry if I've been distant, but I'm honestly miserable and sad. Her home life is pretty toxic, but she had no choice. I tried figuring out a solution to where she could stay with me until she found a job, but it didn't work out. I felt for her, so I backed up and gave her space and hoped that after we moved out, we could salvage whatever there would be left. After all, she's only 2.5 hour drive away. Oh, that's not that bad. I mean, it's long distance, but it's not terrible. You can do day trips in theory if you had a full day. Well, she moved back home 2 weeks ago and not much has changed. I visited her the last 2 weekends in a row, the first time at her invitation and the second time at my offer to hang out over the weekend. Outside of that, she barely talks to me. Damn. I don't know for sure if this is the case, but it sounds like she has an avoidant attachment style, because the moment that she felt like things are getting too close and she starts seeing the future for what it is, her being able to, she's starting to be avoidant, to distance herself, to maybe even mitigate the pain that she will end up feeling later on. I don't know. That's just my take on it. I could be wrong. I'm not a therapist, nor am I an expert at this. But outside of that, she barely talks to me. I try organizing movie dates over the phone, and she accepts and then blows me off last second or forgets about them when the time rolls around. Wow, forgets about them. It's tough. Granted, like I said, she's absolutely miserable having to be home again, and she's been coping by getting high basically 24/7. She's also gained 10 or 15 pounds in the last month and a half, I assume due to stress and depression, which, by the way, I literally don't care. I can't take my eyes off of her if my life depended on it. Aw, that's so sweet. Holy crap. Dude, she could be fumbling the bag. You sound like fucking a dope dude. And is becoming pretty upset with her body. Okay. I had a call with her last Thursday because I wanted to gauge her expectations of me now that she's back home. I wanted her to make the energy. I wanted to make sure the energy I was putting in was appreciated and wanted. And I also wanted to check and see if I was someone she saw as a viable partner down the line. To those things, she said, look, I told you when we met, while we were together, and now that I can't commit to a relationship until I have my own apartment and a stable job. I hate being home, I'm miserable, and I'm in no place to manage a serious relationship. To me, we've always been friends, and nothing has changed. But the distance now. I see you as a potential partner in the future, but I can't deal with the constant conversations about our relationship right now. At this point, dude, I'm like Justin Bieber and Love Yourself, you know? Because that's what he said. Now the real kicker, she still loves getting handsy, flirty, and genuinely making out and touching, cuddling, even showering together this last weekend after that phone call. But she told me once we were getting pretty handsy, hey, I need you to know that I don't want to have, gotta blur that? I'm just gonna blur it for a quick second to save some time in editing, but I'll unblur real quick. That I don't want to have cuddles. And I said in response, that's perfectly fine. Do you mean today or for the foreseeable future? To which she replies, from now on. Oh, wow. She doesn't want to cuddle anymore. That's a tough change. And you guys are showering together. Why would she say that then? From now on, and I'll let you know if things change. But I like this, implying everything up until cuddling. So she wants to do everything but cuddle. That's pretty insane, especially after already doing so much of it. We haven't been intimate like that since early April. Wow. So you've been waiting out anyways. So she's usually, wait, hold on. Let me do this so I can unblur. So it sounds like she is using you for just whatever attention and affection she needs. I mean, that's just my take on it. I really don't know how to feel about the situation. We still have a great time together and we're still attracted to each other. I don't really know how to feel about the situation. We still have a good time together and we're still attracted to each other, but the whole cuddling thing makes me a little insecure. All right, now I think I can actually unblur, which is so valid if you're insecure about that. There we go. Because it feels like she's trying to keep that emotional gap, or from my paranoid brain that she might be seeing someone else to get those needs satisfied since I can't be there every day. Ooh, I didn't even think about it in that way. But yeah, I could see where his headspace is going. Would love some advice on how to approach this because I well and truly think we'd be incredible long-term partners, but I'm not trying to pour my heart into anything or into something that someone sees as a maybe. Update, literally less than 2 hours ago. Holy S. Okay, here we go. This is good. We get an update because it looks like he got advice, and let's see what he says. I appreciate all the responses, including the funny ones and the ones calling me out for not smelling the roses. Also, wasn't expecting so many responses, but I sincerely appreciate all the input. At this point, I've decided I'll give her what she wants and stop reaching out. To be honest, I don't think she'll budge first, but like people are saying, I need to realize that if she isn't afraid of losing me for me, then there's no point in sticking around. Damn, that's good advice. I'm glad they gave him that advice because like that is exactly what should be said and what should be done. Because if at this point it seemed like you were reaching out and she was taking you for granted and also using you for attention, and like, dude, you deserve better than that. Everyone deserves better than that. And yeah, that's good. I need to realize that, oh wait, hold up. Where were we? I'm torn between sending a message saying, look, it's clear to me that we want different things, blah, 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 or just going radio silent. Either way, it's gonna hurt, really sucks. I thought I saw something with this girl. Younger me would have sent a message. Older me now, based on the situation you guys have been in. Actually, it depends. I could see myself still doing either. I could see myself sending a message saying, hey, like, just completely cutting it off or just going radio silent. But the thing about going radio silent is the moment she does text you, are you going to fold? That's the big key there. But yeah, man, that's crazy. Honestly, it sounds like she wanted all the benefits of being of having a boyfriend, but not having to be a girlfriend in return. Wow, exactly, bro. She's using you as a placeholder. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what it sounds like to me. She gets your emotional support, your time, your effort, and physical closeness, but she's either unwilling to or incapable of committing or showing up for you in the same way. That's not the type of relationship or situation you want to find yourself in. She's not in a place to be in a relationship, but she's keeping you around like a backup plan. And that's not fair to you at all. If you stay in this, she's going to keep dragging you through it until you're too drained to see straight. You deserve more than someone's maybe later. Yeah. And that goes to all of you guys out there. If you're in a relationship or thinking about getting in one, and they're still not for sure, but you are, I mean, that's a conversation you gotta have, you know? All right, let's read a few more. This is gonna be a little bit longer of a video today, because why not? I'm in a mood, and I'm getting really into these advice ones. Okay. All right, this one's a quick one. My ex wants to spend the night. Okay. My ex, who's 26, female, from high school, is coming to and the OP is 27, male, city to go to a concert. She hit me up in the morning asking if I was available and if she could spend the night at my place. The last time we talked was at a wedding that I saw her at last year, where we caught up and made some amends when we danced. What does this mean? Wait, where we caught up, we made amends, we danced. What does this mean? What should I do? Bro, I'm about to give some really brutal and straight up advice. Do you want her to spend the night or not? If you think that, I know that's so like straightforward, but like, if you think that you're going to catch feels and like get your heart broken, or if you're uncomfortable with it, or if you don't want her to spend the night, the answer is no. If you do, and you're okay with just her spending the night, maybe messing around a little bit, then yeah. Or maybe even if not messing around, and if you're completely okay with her actually spending the night, then yeah. That's just, I don't know what else you should do. What kind of question is this? That's something for you to figure out yourself. It means she doesn't want to spend money on a hotel. Yeah, dude, for real. Someone said, you sir are the cuddleless innkeeper. Wait, what? Hold up. I got to blur this one for a quick second before we get to the part where I can unblur. The title of this one says, my duplex neighbor was unalived. Her dad showed up at my door last night. What? Dude, that is terrifying. Background, my duplex neighbor was unalived this week. If you guys didn't know, duplexes are like it's almost like two apartments or townhouses, but it's a house that's split, completely split, with two different like apartment like things in the house. All right, anyways, those are for you that don't know what that is, but I'm sure most of you guys do. We have lived next to each other for 3 years. We shared an entrance. We shared the laundry room, etc. We were friends. Oh, so you guys even shared a laundry room? Oh, so it's like a duplex, but like, okay, interesting. My wife and I feel terrible for the loss of our friend and the effects it has had on everyone. Okay, now I think I can unblur. Last night at 10:15 p.m., her dad came knocking on my door. We stepped outside to speak with him and express our condolences despite it being so late. It started off normal for 5 seconds before he started telling us that his daughter had... Man, now I gotta blur this part too. So he, the dad, started telling us that his daughter had to be unalived because it was her ultimate purpose for the universe. It was her time to enter into the second level chakras. Second energy level chakras? What the hell is he talking about? To start spreading the message before she gets reincarnated. Oh, so he's like a weird religious dude. All right, now I can blur. He then, okay, it sounds like the dad might have done it. I'm not making any, this is allegedly, don't actually know. He then went on and told us that he receives messages from God and that he is the Messiah. Oh yeah, this dude is 100% on edge. This belongs to be on like a fucking scary story sub. What the hell is going on? He went on for 20 minutes about the Antichrist, about reoccurring numbers, about birthdays, and the meaning behind everyone's life is going to change when we attend the funeral. What? He was speaking 100 miles an hour and 1111 and 333 and Freemasons and Trump is the second coming of Christ. Trump is the second coming of Christ is insane. What? This guy is what the hell? And he is going to personally deliver the messages he receives from being higher beings. This guy needs to seek some help, bro. Nothing to do with like any of the things he said. Well, actually everything to do with them. What the hell is he even saying? It was very ominous. My wife is literally terrified of him now. I would be too. It was almost 11 p.m. when I finally told him I need to go inside and get some rest. I am struggling with how to approach this situation going forward. Certainly, we will see him again, but it seems like he was in total psychosis, perhaps drugs. I don't know. I don't want to seem like I am lacking empathy, as I know what he was experiencing is traumatic. But my wife is in tears last night, or was in tears last night, and refuses to go anywhere near her service now. Edit, the police arrested the suspect same night. Wow. It wasn't the father. Edit number 2, they caught the guy. It was not her father. I reached out to the girl's mother, and she said the father, her ex-husband, has been a mess. I have not seen him since. The grandmother is here, and I expressed my concern to her about what he was saying. What in the world? Oh my God. Okay, so no advice is needed anymore, but that was a crazy story nevertheless. What you are describing sounds like a total psychotic break. Most likely triggered by the unaliving of your daughter or his daughter. However, impossible to know if drugs might be involved. Certainly can be blamed. Certainly can't blame your wife for being afraid. She has every right to be. If it is indeed a psychotic break, he will require medical intervention. That probably includes hospitalization to treat. I assume that since this was a M case and he is the father, he is having to interact with the police, so they may already be aware of his mental state. That said, I don't think that they necessarily can intervene unless a family member asks them to, or the father's state becomes volatile enough for them to perceive he is putting them in danger or is in obvious danger to himself or others when he comes in contact with. Yep. As his late night visit to you has alarmed your wife and yourself, as it promptly you have posted here, I think it is appropriate for you to express your concerns, if only for the purposes of having them on record. Perhaps you could contact the police and ask to speak with a detective or whoever is in charge of investigating in order to relay your experiences and concerns. Alternatively, do you know any members of his family or a neighbor of his that you can contact and express concerns to? Yeah, I mean, I agree with all that. That's good advice. I mean, that's crazy. I cannot imagine. I can't even imagine like a duplex or like a next door neighbor getting that, and then you getting a knock on the door. Like, that's so ominous and creepy. Anyways, yeah. Wow, we did good, guys. That was a freaking roller coaster ride. Fun stories, crazy stories, scary stories, everything in this episode, huh? Anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I love you guys so much, and I hope you guys, enjoyed this video. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit the subs and the notification bell. We do this every day, and also help me out on the road 20K. Yeah, if you guys want more content, I do daily exclusive content on Patreon. First link in the description box. Anyways, catch you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a good one. Bye.